Imagine this. You're out on an adventure, hiking through the wilderness, and suddenly you realize you're lost. The forest's eerie silence surrounds you. The path has vanished, and panic starts to creep in. But hold on, panic is not your ally here. Calmness is. In fact, it's crucial. It's the first step towards survival. Let's briefly walk through what you need to do. First, assess your situation. Understand where you are and what resources you have. Next, seek shelter. Mother Nature can be unpredictable, and you need to protect yourself from her elements. Then, find water and food. These are your body's fuel to keep going. Signal for help, whether it's a flare, a signal fire, or something else. And finally, navigate your way out. It's a journey, a challenge, but with the right mindset and skills, you can conquer it. Your first step to survival, keeping a calm and positive mindset. Now that you've managed to keep your cool, it's time to assess your situation. Understanding your surroundings is paramount. Look around you. What do you see? What sounds can you hear? Can you smell anything unusual? Your senses are your best tools in the wilderness. Next, check for any immediate dangers. Are there signs of dangerous wildlife? Are you near a cliff edge or a fast-flowing river? It's crucial to spot these risks early on to avoid any potential harm. It's also vital to identify what resources are available to you. Can you see any berry bushes or a stream? Can you spot a good place to set up a shelter? These are all valuable assets in your survival toolkit. Lastly, remember to conserve your energy. Moving around too much can exhaust you quickly, and you'll need all the strength you can muster to brave the wild. Remember, understanding your surroundings is your first step to survival. With your bearings in check, your next task is to find or build a shelter. The importance of shelter in survival situation cannot be overstated. It's your primary defense against the elements, providing protection from sun, rain, wind, or cold. It's your refuge, your fortress, your home away from home. A well-constructed shelter can conserve body heat, keep you dry, and shield you from the harsh realities of the wilderness. Now, let's talk about choosing the right location for your shelter. It's not just about finding a spot that's flat and comfortable. It's also about considering factors like proximity to resources such as water and firewood, as well as being mindful of potential hazards like insect nests or fallen branches. Once you've chosen a site, it's time to build. There's no one-size-fits-all solution here. Your shelter should be tailored to your environment. In a forest, for instance, a simple lean-to made from branches and leaves might suffice. In snowier conditions, an insulated snow cave could be your best bet. Remember, the goal isn't to build a 5-star hotel. It's to create a protective barrier between you and Mother Nature. Use what's available. Fallen branches, leaves, grass, snow, even mud can all be used to construct a functional shelter. A good shelter can mean the difference between life and death in the wilderness. So be resourceful, be creative, and above all, stay safe out there. You got shelter. Now let's talk about the next vital element for survival: water. In the grand dance of life, water is the music that keeps us moving. It's not just essential, it's the very essence of our existence. Our bodies are about 60% water, and this precious liquid does far more than quench our thirst. It regulates body temperature, aids in digestion, lubricates our joints, and even carries nutrients and oxygen to our cells. Without it, we wouldn't last more than a few days. In the wilderness, finding water can be a challenge, but nature provides. Look for signs like lush vegetation, swarming insects, or animal tracks. These can often lead you to a water source. Streams, rivers, or lakes are obvious choices, but remember, always assume that water found in the wild is contaminated. Now, how do you make this water safe to drink? Boiling is the most effective method. A rolling boil for just 1 minute can kill most types of pathogens. If fire isn't an option, consider using purification tablets or a portable water filter. You can also use sunlight for purification. Fill a clear plastic bottle with water and let it sit in the sun for 6 hours. The sun's UV rays can kill bacteria and viruses, making the water safe to drink. Remember, water is more essential than food in a survival situation. So stay hydrated, stay strong, and keep dancing to the rhythm of life. With water sorted, it's time to think about food. Nourishment is vital to keep your strength up and your mind sharp. When it comes to wilderness sustenance, you got a few options. Firstly, let's talk plants. Many are edible, but some can be poisonous, so it's crucial to know the difference. Familiarize yourself with regional flora before your journey. Berries, nuts, and certain leaves can be a great source of nutrients. Next up, insects. Yes, you heard right, insects. They're packed with protein and relatively easy to catch. Consider grubs, ants, and even spiders. Now, if you're equipped and skilled, hunting or fishing can provide substantial meals. Look for signs of animals like tracks or droppings. Remember though, it's a game of patience. Finally, it's worth noting that you can survive for quite some time without food, but never without water. Finding food can be challenging, but it's essential to keep your energy levels up. You're surviving, but obviously you want to get back to civilization. So how do you signal for help? Well, there are a few tried and true methods that can dramatically increase your chances of being found. Smoke signals, for instance, can be seen for miles. By creating 3 piles of green leaves or branches and setting them alight, you'll produce a thick, visible smoke that can alert rescuers to your location. But what if fire isn't an option? No worries, you can use a mirror or any reflective object to catch the sunlight. By angling the reflection towards a distant plane or boat, you can create a signal that's hard to miss. Another method is to create a noticeable mark in the landscape, like a large SOS in the sand or dirt. It might seem like a shot in the dark, but remember, rescuers are specifically trained to look for such signs. Never underestimate the power of a good distress signal. Now that you're surviving and signaling, it's time to try and navigate your way out. When lost in the wilderness, nature can be your best guide. Natural landmarks, for instance, can provide you with a sense of direction. A uniquely shaped tree, a distinctive rock formation, or a flowing river can serve as reference points in your journey out. Nighttime can also offer guidance. The stars have been used for centuries as navigational tools. The North Star, for example, is a reliable indicator of which way is north. If you're feeling particularly crafty, you can create an improvised compass using a needle, some water, and a leaf. The needle, when magnetized by rubbing it against your hair or clothing and floated on a leaf in still water, will point towards magnetic north. But remember, it's crucial to move with purpose. Aimless wandering can lead you in circles, causing frustration and wasting precious energy. Navigating out of the wilderness is tough, but with these tips, you got a fighting chance.